Hey guys and gals, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is going to be about more on Oxnard Travel Center. This is going to be building number 3 in the substructures 3A, 3B, and 3C. So, if you guys are interested in seeing what's being done with that stuff, stay tuned and watch this video. Let's get on with it. Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is BNSF 6951, a Vinny Vid Productions video. Hi, I'm Vinny and I will be your host. This is a model railroad channel, so if you enjoy watching scratch builds, layout updates, and rail fanning, and lots of other stuff that pertains to model railroading, this is the channel for you. So if you like what you see, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And after you hit that subscribe button, don't forget to hit that bell. That'll give you notification of any time I do a video or live stream. Anyhow, I'm going to ask you guys to do one more thing, and that is to give me the thumbs up. That will help my analytics with YouTube. I hope you enjoyed the video, so let's get going. First, a word from my sponsors. This Vinny Vid production brought to you by Yankee Dabbler. For all your model railroad needs, check out Yankee Dabbler. Don't forget, 7% discount with BNSF 6951. And by Highways and Byways, awesome street graphics for your roads and streets on your model railroad layout. If you guys are looking for sophisticated model railroad electronics, Logic Rail Technologies has what you need. For a 5% discount on certain items, use code BNSF 6951. Alright guys, now it's time for the next step on your layout. Trees! I have been dealing with Bob for 7 years now, and he does excellent work on his trees. So if you need some trees on your layout, check out Long Shadow's Trees. Tell him the cuz sent you. Alright guys and gals, we're back here with the next part of this build for Oxnard Travel Center. Now if you guys been watching my videos, you know that I made a very big mistake in the original build, so I am redoing it, and this is one of the walls I'm going to be using. As you can see, I already have the windows cut out. Now on the original build, I made a mistake with the vent that's supposed to be right here in the middle. So with that being said, I had ordered some stuff, and it's from this company Blair Line, and I'm sure a lot of you guys probably heard of this company. They do a lot of wood kits. Anyhow, what I bought from them was these fans and vents, and I think these are pretty cool, and I'll show you why. I'm getting ready to do this now. There's 2 different sizes, and I don't know which size I want to use yet. This is what they're going to look like. They're 3 pieces, so you got the back, you got the fan, and then you got the vent, and they stack up on each other. Now, according to the instructions, it says to go ahead and paint the backs of these black, which I just did, and to paint the fan like a silver or something like that. So I am going to paint the fan this granite gray, and I'm going to do both of these because I don't know which size I want to use. I'd really like to use this big one because I'm thinking that's because it's such a big building that it would need this extra big fan to circulate the air. Anyhow, let me see after I put these together what it looks like on the building, and I'll make up my mind which one of these fan/vents I will use. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and paint the fan. Let's see, put you back here, and maybe oh, the other way. There you go. There you go. All right. So, like I said, I'm going to use this granite gray. It might be too dark. I don't know. Well, we'll give it a little shake. Ew. It's really thick. I'm hoping that this will work so I don't have to water it down. Alright, a little paint on there, and I'm just going to go ahead and hit the fan. I'm going to paint the whole entire back part. And I don't know. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you guys. These peel and stick, by the way. So after I get them painted, all I have to do is peel the backs off and go ahead and stick them together. I personally like this big fan, so I gotta leave it up to Mr. Roy. Alright, so that's one fan, and now we'll do the smaller one the same way. Now the vent part, the louver part, should be the same color as the windows and stuff, but I do not want to spray paint the louvers, so I'm going to go ahead and find a dark brown that'll kind of match, and we'll see how that works. Anyhow, we'll let this dry up. Let me think about what color I'm going to paint those guys, and we'll be back here in a minute. Alright guys, I decided I'm going to use this burnt umber to paint the vents with. That's a pretty dark brown. It should not stand out too badly with the rest of the windows and stuff. So anyhow, again, we're just going to get the tip wet, and we're going to go ahead and do this guy. Make sure we get it in all the little grooves. And like I said guys, this is a peel and stick stuff, so this is, hopefully they made the glue strong enough to stick on the paint. Yeah, I think this will match okay. I just don't want to use the spray paint on here. I don't know what it will do to the wood because I've never worked with wood before. And some of you guys that do work with wood can let me know about that, because I'd really like to have this the same color as the windows. But it's funny because it doesn't really seem like it's taking the paint either. Let it dry and do a second coat on it. Make sure I get inside all the vents. Alright, we'll do this guy again. I might have to do several coats on here, give it a couple of seconds to dry in between so the new paint has something to grab onto. Anyhow, we'll let that sit up for a minute or two, and this is what I got so far. So we'll see how that looks when I put it all together. Alright, stay tuned and we will be back shortly. Alright guys, the wall I'm trying to show you guys today is something that I tried doing on my live stream, and I really botched it up on my live stream. If you can see, that one hole is way bigger than the other hole. Like this one is way bigger than that one, and it's way lower than the other one also. So today I decided I was going to just redo the entire wall and take this and throw it away, and this is what I got today. A lot better if you ask me. I did not put the fan in there yet, only to make sure everything fits just right. And I think I did do a little bit of a little more work on this arch. It seems to be just a bit lower than the other side, or I just might leave it alone. I don't know yet. Anyhow, we're going to move on to the next part of this, and that is to work on this. Well, actually what we could do is let's do the sidewall so we can put that building together and get an accurate size for these little guys. Anyhow, you're going to need the sidewalls for this build. And again, I tried to keep this as close to scale as close to prototype as possible. Now this wall needs to get trimmed down because it's just a bit too high. So I'm going to measure this wall here and see what we got. Alright, and so we will go from there to there, and we have 32.5 feet. So that means we need to convert this guy to 32.5 feet. I talk to myself when I'm doing my projects. 32. You know what? This one says 32.5. So why? Something's not right. Sometimes the best tool you have in your toolbox is that thing that's in between on opposite sides of your nose, called your eyeballs. And I had done, when I first done my first live stream to some of my subscribers, I told them the most important tools that you have in your toolbox are three things: your hands, your eyes, and your brain. If you got those three things, you probably can build whatever. Now, that should be the same size. And it is. Okay. I'm going to erase this line right here. This line that I have right there, that's going to come off. Now, keep things square and looking good. What I will do is the side windows will come down. The top of the window will be exactly the same as the top of this one, which I believe was 8 feet from the top. So let's see what we got here. $28.5. Let's see if that lines up. Well, let's just go 8 feet from the top. Ow. All right, 8 feet. Feet. Now let's see if that lines up. It most certainly does not. Okay, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong here? I must say I am doing something wrong. Alright, so we're going to do this my old-fashioned way. And I'll show you how that is here in a minute. We'll get the other wall. And we'll see if he's okay on this side. Let's put him over here for now. And he's okay as far as height. So what we're going to do is, I do this sometimes just to make life a lot easier and a lot faster. So now I'll just draw bottom line and the top line, and I'll have my window measurements on both windows, on both walls. So we'll do this. So that would be the bottom. And that'll be the top. So now I got the height of my windows. So what I'm going to do now is measure how far in I want to go from the back and from the front. So let's see what we have as far as size. We have 20 feet, so we can go, and the window is 8 feet. We can go 6 and 6. Let's see, we'll go 6 here. And 6 here. What do we have here? And we could even go a little bit more because we got 2 feet more, so we can go another foot on each side. Okay, so we're going to go 8 feet in from the corner here. We're going to measure 8 feet in, and that should put the window in the center and have the same amount of space after the window. So let's see, we'll go 8 feet. I think this is going to work. Like I said, like I always say, I'm not really good with math. So if this works, it would be a miracle. And it's not going to work. If I do 8 feet here, yeah, it's not going to work. All right, I'll bring you back after I do this. Like I said, I'm not good at math, so I actually have to trial and error this. So we'll be back here in a couple of minutes. All right, guys, as you can see, I have finished this building up. This is building number 3. And as you can see, I got the arches up there. Look pretty good. I got the ventilation system in the middle there, and I have the people door down on the bottom. So anyhow, now it's going to be time for us to start doing the other small little building. This is going to be modified building 3A, and this is going to be building number 3B. And as you can see right here on this side, we're going to start cutting out some windows and doors. And after we get that done, on this wall right here, we are going to do the ticket windows. So let's take this apart for now, like that. And actually, I think I'm going to use a stiffer plastic. I'm not happy with this one. Oops. All right, hang on. There we go. All right, so basically, this is actually the back part of that guy. And let's see, I think I got this guy here. Yeah, this will work. So basically, I drew this out on a piece of 20,000 styrene, but I think I want to go with the 30,000s, only because I think it would be a lot stronger. So let me get a couple pieces of plastic, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, we are going to continue with this build, and as you can see, I started to do this guy, and like I told you, I did use the thicker plastic. As you can see, it's like I think that's either 1 millimeter or half millimeter. I'm not 100% sure, but I know it's 30,000. Sorry. Anyhow, the door you see, the entrance to the this one right here, that is a modified one of these. And I'm going to show you a picture of what that door is supposed to look like, and I tried to copy it by doing what I did here. And as you can see, there is a steel door and a window, just as in the prototype. Anyhow, the next part we're going to start working on is the ticket window. Now, I started doing this last night just to see if it could be done. And so far, I am pretty pleased about how it's coming out. So I'm going to show you what's going on here. First thing I did, out of the same 30,000 plastic, I cut 3 windows out. Now I know these windows look kind of big, and they are. They're about 3 feet across. In the prototype, they're probably about 18 inches to 2 feet across. But it is really hard to cut small windows out like that. So the next thing I'm going to do, and even though I know it's not going to be, might not be the proper brick that's going to go back on this building, I'm going to cover this and this in the brick that I do have, which is the same that was on the original building. So with that being said, the next step I did was, and because I was working in my living room while I was watching TV, I'll show you what I've done so far. All right, so this is the little pad that I have in my living room, so I can put on my little dinner tray and work on it as I watch TV. Now, this will be the substructure, okay? And this will be the facade. So these white things will represent what they actually have there, and I really can't tell what it is. So I'm going to paint those white things in an aluminum color. And then I just still have to do one more here. So I just made these pieces up here the same width as the window. And this tape right here is revealing, it's covering up the portion of brick that will be up on top of this, on top of these windows. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and cut this last piece out. And then I will bring you back and show you the finished thing after. I'm going to... Like I said, I'm going to put the brick on the substructure, and if I have to, when I get the new brick, if it's not the same as this, I'll just recover this and this guy to match whatever. So with all that being said, I need to get this done, so we'll be back in a few minutes. Alright guys, so this is the sidewall of that small building. This is going to be 3B. And it came out pretty good. I like the way it looks. I'm just hoping that the new brick that I get, and I'm supposed to get it today, which is January 31st, I hope it's the same, because otherwise I have to recover and cut out all the windows and doors on this. But anyhow, I wanted to do it just to get an idea of what it's going to look like. So now I also did this part. And it looks good, but as I was gluing this together, you can see right down here in the corner that the glue ran out and it destroyed the paint and the brick. But this was an experiment, and I quickly found out that it is not 100% accurate, and I'll show you why here in a second. It was a test just to see how hard it would be for me to do, and it was quite hard to get it to where I wanted it. To cut those windows out, because they are really small, to be honest with you. Alright, so I'm going to take this whole thing over here, and I really don't, oops, I really didn't want to show you this whole thing at this point, but I guess I will. And maybe I don't have to show you the whole thing. Let's see, let's back out. Let's turn him around this way. Come on. There you go. And as you can see, that I do have a figure in front of the window, and I will tell you at this point that that window is way too high as far as the being able to pay for a ticket, because it should be at his waist and it's actually at his chest. So I'm going to redo that whole wall again and see how it comes out. I'm going to make the windows a little more narrow. Instead of 3 feet, I'm going to try and make them at 2 feet. And maybe I'll come up with a different way of doing this. Who knows? Anyhow, with all that being said, we'll be back shortly. Alright guys, a few minutes ago I showed you this little project here that was a total failure. You can see that the glue got all over the place, and the windows were way too big for this. So I'm going to show you how to do windows without cutting out windows. So here we go with that. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to measure, oops, come on, where are you? There you go. I'm going to measure the size of this wall right here, the height. I'm not worried about the width because I can adjust the width. Anyhow, I'm going to show you what we're going to do here. So, excuse me. I'm using 20 thousandths plastic right here, and what I'm going to do is I am actually going to cut a piece. But we're going to have a back support on this, and the back support is going to be these two pieces right here. Then I'm going to take this piece over here because that's how far down I want it to go, and then I'm going to use for the bricks between the windows. I'm going to use this number 129, and for the window spacing themselves, I'm going to use this number 114. So as you can see, what I did here was I laid one strip of the brick part, and then one strip of the window spacing, and then another brick piece there, and let's see, I got another window piece here. Now all of this has to be adjusted down to the correct sizes and stuff, but I'm just giving you guys an idea of how this is all going to work out. So I put a piece of the window spacing on the bottom also, like that, and take another one here and put him in there like that. And let's see, we need to, it's kind of hard to do this because they're all flopping around, but you guys will get the idea once I get this final piece in here. Now I'm supposed to be getting the brick today. Hopefully it'll get here today, so I can put this building together, because then all I would have left to do on this would be the roof sections. Alright, come on. Just because everything is real loose right now. But as you can see, I'm starting to form some windows here. and they will wind up to be 18 inches by 3 feet tall. 18 inches wide, 3 feet tall. So there you go. You got 2 of them, right? And so now I think I have another piece of this somewhere. Yeah, there we go. Take another piece of the window spacing, put him in there. Come on. And then finally, well, you guys will get the idea of what I'm going to do here. I'm going to glue this all together and show you what the final product is going to be. But anyhow, then one more of these on this side, and one more of these little ones down here on the bottom. And guess what? I got 3 windows that are really close to the size I need to get. Anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and glue this all together and show you what it's going to look like, and we'll continue on from there. So stay tuned, and we will be back shortly. Alright guys, I thought I'd show you the process of how this is going to be done. As you can see, I did the first 2 already, or the first window I should say. So now I'm going to continue on by putting these all together. And basically, it's a brick, a window, a brick, a window, and there'll be 3 windows. Come on, glue. I've had this tube of glue forever. Alright, so we're going to put him there. Now I'm going to trim these bottom ones after it's all together. I'm just going to put them in there right now, just so I can get this done. I'm hoping my brick gets here today because I don't want to put the older brick on here until I'm sure that it'll be the same as the other. You know what's funny is I checked the inventory of what I had on hand, and all the scrap pieces that I had was enough to do the exterior of the building. The only thing I didn't have enough for was to do the two interior walls. So yeah, it was almost. But anyhow, so as you can see, I'm just going to continue on here, and the windows seem to be coming out pretty good size. Like I said earlier, they're about 18 inches by about 3.5 feet or so. So now I'll go ahead and put the next piece in. Let's see if this guy will fit in there. And he is too short. Okay, no big deal. This the one I'm using? Or is this one I'm using? Which one is the one I'm using? There we go. And I'll just cut this to any length and just trim it down once I get it over here. And then I'll make a little mark. And then we'll just go ahead and cut that. Again, I use the lines on my grid to make sure that I can get as straight a cut as possible. Alright, and I think this might be still a little bit long. Problem is I have to get them right now, because if I don't, I can't sand them later on. So this guy here. Now when it gets to really small pieces that you have to cut off, like this piece here, if I have to cut it again, I'll use my sandpaper. And that actually looks pretty good right there. So now I'll take the shorter piece and put him on the bottom, and we're ready to go to the next level. So let's go ahead and put some glue down. And we'll slide him over and pick him up. This is so much easier than trying to cut these windows out. It may take a long time for all the pieces that you have to cut out, but in the end, when you get perfect size windows that you need, especially in N scale, because these are like I said earlier, these were really a pain in the butt to cut out. This guy needs to move up some. Alright, this is the third window. Now I know that this is going to be a bit shorter width-wise as compared to the other wall that I had. And that's okay because I can adjust this horizontal move easier than I can do a vertical. So that's why I did this the way I'm doing it now. Alright, so here is the original wall. And basically we are just a little bit shorter, but that's okay. Like I said, at least my windows are good size. I like the way the windows came out. Gotta get him down a bit. And now if we take Mr. Charlie, where's my we take Mr. Charlie and put him up against there again. Come on. You can see that he is about waist high. Let's push him down a little bit. Just a little bit over waist high, but you know what? I'm going to be okay with that. No, actually, he is waist high. All right, I'm good with that. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of tack this up with the other wall and cut all of this down that I don't need, and we'll continue on from there. So stay tuned, and we will be back in a few minutes. Alright guys and gals, this is how you would do windows without cutting out windows. As you can see, it looks pretty good. I painted the inserts with the metallic aluminum. This is what it looks like on the back side. And that middle window looks a little bit bigger, but I'm not going to worry about that because we're going to put our friend Charlie Brown right in front of these windows and see how he looks. So stay tuned and we'll be back for that. Alright guys, what you're looking at now is the completion, or at least completed as far as I go until I can get some brick facade. But you're looking at building number 3, both windows with the archways and center vent, and then we have a window on that side, and then we have a window on that side. Now what's funny about that is when the roof goes on there, it's got to be taller than the window. But then I will cut it out to come down to the bottom of the window to make it look like it's cut out of the roof. Then we have this, I guess, is a storage building on this side because all it's got is a double steel door and a regular steel door. And then we have this privacy wall. Now this privacy wall here is going to get cut down to match the height of both of these buildings and shortened down because now it's way too long. And then we have my ticket window. The ticket window looked like it came out pretty good. You see Mr. Charlie standing there, and it's pretty close to waist high. I'm very happy with that, and you can see that I have already painted the metallic aluminum, or aluminium, as our boys across the pond and down under say. And then we have the window and door configuration on this side. I hope you guys and gals enjoyed this video, and as always, your questions, comments, inputs, subs, shares, and likes are always welcome. For now, that's all, folks. BNSF 6951 out.